Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Just wanted to catch up with you guys after a busy week. I can see that the points are doing very well. I've been looking at them. Guys are birds. Much better than last month this time. Yeah. Just a thing that I wanted to just talk about and I want to discuss, and it's going to be a group discussion. When holidays come upon us, we don't have holidays. Just to let you know.
You froze. I freeze.
Business carries on. So I'm going to keep where showing you there in the front. So what are things that we can do when everyone else is on holiday and maybe even in a holiday mood?
Talk to people.
Yeah.
And ask them if they're enjoying their holiday and how they'd like to make that their lifestyle in future.
That's a good one.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, very good. And what about you? You need some
I think it's an ideal time to get out in advance because people are in a relaxed mood and open to conversation. And we get more people being responsive to your little icebreaker thing you would if they were rushing and they were working. So I think it's an ideal time to start the beginning of your 3 or 4 day holiday and say, right, our goal this weekend will be, and set yourself a little target. We're going to go out tomorrow and just guess with the supermarket or whatever. Maybe on the beach. We haven't done some of that. But wherever we go, be there, and people will be there as well.
Wherever you go. Don't stay at home. People don't come to your home. Knock, I'm looking here. I'm here looking for a business.
I wish.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Although we didn't have those people. His name was short. Sing. Right.
I found, do you remember this car?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
To be honest, we just said it now. We'll get out that front door. So I'll just talk about the car, the lights, but anyway, in your car, you've got your rear view mirror. The past is gone. Forget about it. Look forward. And then Sean always says, put fuel in your car. What is your fuel? So now tomorrow I'm having a meeting with my neighbor. She's actually coming into this house and we're going to discuss some more because I'm giving you little bits of information. Put fuel in your car so that you actually get going. Robin's got my car tomorrow for various reasons. So I will go and network with my neighbors. I've formed relationships with them. So now I'm gently going to introduce the Super 10 and LDC. I invite them in for a cup of tea and I leave the LDC and Super 10 there. And I say, oh, have I shown you what these products can do? Call your husband. So that's what I'm going to do. I can carry on and on about the wheels of a car. Turn the energy ideas into forward motion. So it's all very well having your dream chart. But if you don't turn those wheels, what's the point? Work on your attitude, work on your goals every day. So when it's holiday time, I'm always on holiday. And as Robin says, Mom, you and your new life gospel, I talk whenever I can. I don't talk a lot, you know all know that. Anyway, I can carry on and on about this car. I can give the actually whole presentation on this car. But just for now, I'll say the end, just for now.
Brilliant. Well done.
And see?
Well, for me, I worked very hard today. I did a 10-minute presentation, a demo, and the people enjoyed it thoroughly. And there was a new lady, and I had to get a One Pro Vitality, and I delivered it. So I'm giving myself off tomorrow.
Oh, well
I
done.
had a busy day.
Good
So
for you.
we're going to walk on the beach tomorrow. You
Good.
never know what's going to happen.
You find some
And
interesting people on the beach.
going for breakfast in Mklanga.
No, very nice. Very nice. John, what do you do in this holidays? Do you go on holiday or do you find that there's an opportunity?
Talking to me, Debbie?
Yes.
Sorry, business-wise, I'm not exactly there, Des. So not the right person to ask. I'll follow all your ideas, very nice. And if I'm somewhere and I see somebody, I always mention. I've got a few other customers in my complex. I'm talking, and even I had a laugh the other day. Some guy who was not at all sold at the beginning. He said to me, "Oh my God, those things are a fortune." Blah blah blah. He's now buying lots of stuff. So yeah, slowly, you plant seeds. So yeah, but I'm not as active as you are. But wherever it comes up, when there's an occasion, I do mention.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well done.
And Norma?
I've got to deliver some products tomorrow.
Oh, so you can deliver. There we go. People on holiday, you deliver. That's
Yeah.
good. Yep. I just want to find out, the next thing that I'm going to ask you is what do you think of leading questions? Which I think, like, Sean, you've just had a leading question. Now, trying to remember what you said.
How would you like to remain on holiday like you are
yes.
now?
That's right. That's a nice leading question. The other leading question that I'm thinking of is how often do you come to Durban, Potchefstroom, to wherever? How often do you come? And they could say once a year, once every 5 years. You say, have you noticed the price difference? Last week, this cost this much. Look at it now, and that always strikes up a conversation because really, I'll give you an example of price for coffee. Have you guys looked at the price of coffee? Coffee was under 100 rand just a few weeks ago, and now it's 169 rand. I mean, really, where are people getting this extra money from? They need an opportunity. They need extra income. So I think it's a wonderful time to really start to strike up conversation because people aren't busy and they haven't gone to work. So it's not work. They're coming, they're usually walking around and they've got time for talking and they're more relaxed. They're not so stressed. So you're likely to get a better response. So yeah. And then the key point is how do you close? So I'm going to ask everybody, how do you close? You've spoken to somebody, maybe about the product or maybe about the price increase or the accommodation that they're staying in or whatever. How do you get it back to nearer? How do you turn it? Can we start again with you, Sean?
Okay, well, I've got an interview lined up for Monday evening online. An old friend of mine from Impangeni, who's now living in Maritzburg, and he ran into a bit of trouble recently and lost his job. And I saw him advertising on LinkedIn saying he's open to work. So I messaged him. We got chatting. And he said, no, he's desperate for a job. I said, well, I can't offer you a job, but I can offer you a business. And then I sent him a short video. And he goes, oh, I'm very interested in that. So we were supposed to meet on now Tuesday, and he cancelled at the last minute for various reasons. He said, no, Monday night, we're going to have we'll meet on Monday night. So I'm going to be doing a Zoom meeting with him on Monday night. And it was just a case of, I can't offer you a job, but I can offer you a way of making some extra income. Would you be interested? It may or may not be for you. Would you be open to looking?
No, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Jenny, holiday?
My neighbor's a school teacher. So I built this relationship over time. Normally when she's getting out her car to come back from work at about 5, she leaves here, like I did. Always got up at 4:30, and I was always at school by 6:15, 6:30 in the morning. So then that's easy. I say, now, would you be open to look at something? She said, what is it? I said, well, I did it for many years, near life. Then I tell her my story. She came and she says, Jenny, I'm very interested. She belongs to the Church of Nazareth, all those white, so they can't come on, they go to church and do whatever they do on a Saturday and Sunday. But she's so today I met her and I said, nearly holidays. Sure, she must be exhausted. We talk about all her drinking problems. And I said, I'd love you to bring your colleagues around and I will show them what I showed you, Superintendent LDC and whatever. And she's now one of my customers. She said, Jenny, I would love that. So you talk to the people at a personal level. You listen to what they have to say, and I have to be careful not to dominate. So I've been very patient and listened to all her woes. She's teaching, oh my goodness, in Mbilo. She goes all the way from here in the traffic, etc., etc. So now that is scheduled for the holidays.
Well done, very good. And see,
You know what? I come to realize all of us are talking too much. If I just think on the presentation I did today, 10 minutes fly. So I did the home care team, and they just love, what they love, they're so present that you can really see that they enjoy it. I was doing the care for the bed mites, dust mites, and the one lady had a flu, and I said, yes, Sam, you've got a flu. Nobody of us want to be sick. And I sprayed it, and I sprayed the super tin. They said, it smells lovely. So, and even the fiber and the digestion, your immune system, and then they say, I want fiber. And then the other one say, I want super tin. So it works if you just keep it short and to the point. They don't get tired. You can just see the faces as you speak to them. I really enjoy that.
well done. I know that Dominique's got her time to feel around it. Norma, how did you get your lady that's going to go and deliver tomorrow?
We got sort of chatting, and she said that she had problem with sleeping at night, and I said, well, what do you take any supplements? And she said, well, she's heard about the CalMag. I said, well, you need to be careful about which CalMag you take. So she said, well, please organize me some. And I said, well, maybe you need to think about the magnesium as well. And she said she's got no energy. She needs to have some more sprint. I said, well, what about multimineral? So that's what I'm delivering tomorrow. CalMag, magnesium, and multimineral.
Okay, well done.
Well done.
No, that's fantastic. Great.
Now those 3 products I take every single night. And then one night, for whatever reason, I didn't take them. Well, I still get terrible cramps. I mean, if I point my foot, then it goes all spastic, whatever. But that particular night, the cramps were so bad, I couldn't even get out of bed. And then I thought, I will never, ever And it's not just psychological, it's fact. I will never, ever go without the 3 products that Norma's just mentioned, ever again. It was so painful. I cannot begin to tell you.
We've got good products. We've also got very good distributors if we look after them and really run around after them and pamper them, and they just love it. And some of them, we don't even do that anymore. It's just naturally. Just last night, John's lying, we've gone to bed, and he says, "Oh, I've got an order, 198 PV from a distributor who hasn't bought for quite a while." So
Just got to be there.
just got to be there. Now imagine if we quit, we would not have these orders coming in. So yeah, when I say that, I mean, I'm just looking at this now. Yeah, Dawn, from the beginning of the month, we've got over 1,300 people
Oh,
just in the last 2
Well
weeks.
done.
And
Yeah,
I got another 2 orders today.
fantastic. So, you know, it's just things like that. And then Penny suddenly, Ansi comes to the party out of the blue. I saw Ansi's name there and I clicked on and I thought, oh, I must see this. So I know that you went to the warehouse. I'm too older.
So I go to the warehouse on Monday again.
Oh, Monday's a holiday.
And I did deliver today.
No, tomorrow's a holiday.
Tomorrow's a holiday. Monday a holiday as well.
Yeah.
No,
Good Friday.
No,
no,
Good Friday.
it's not
no,
Easter
we're
weekend yet.
not there yet.
No, no.
Next month,
It's here. today.
Erotic set.
it's a holiday.
No, it's good to keep contact with old distributors. I mean, old, not as an age. So then I phoned Sue. I'm sure you remember Sue and Adrian
Yes.
from Nottingham Road. And then I listened to her story. You have to listen and listen and listen. But I've encouraged her to, she won't be able to do it. I don't know if there is a meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Debbie, is there?
No, I
Coffee
won't
chat?
do
No.
No. But
no.
I encouraged her to click in next week, next Friday. And she said, oh, I better put in an order. And then I contacted the people in Tongaat, and they gave me over 100 PV.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's
Well
just
done.
contact. It's amazing because, you know, we can say, do we really have to phone these people who are distributors and tell them to buy? Yes, you do. Otherwise, they
We've
won't.
gotten so many words.
Well, I received,
Especially-
yeah,
Sorry?
I received a parcel today that I'd ordered over the weekend because last week on Thursday or Friday, I sent out one of my group WhatsApps to my customers. And I just said, look, I'm ordering. Does anybody want? And within less than 10 minutes, maybe, and I think the last one came in about half an hour later, I had over 200 PV of, well, it was a little over 200 PV of order.
Well done.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. What
Talk about,
yes,
can I
now?
say something quickly? Talk about all distributors. Dane and I still talk on and off. He's now in Cape Town.
Wow.
And I keep on thinking that one day eventually he'll join again, because every time there's a thing in Cape Town, I send to him. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, maybe one day his job is always a bit shaky, you know. So he works for the army or something and whatever, and he was moved to Pretoria, and then it was Cape Town, and it was this. And I think, well, maybe one of these days he'll take note, you know. So I keep on putting a little seed here and there and whatever, you know. And we actually laugh about the fact that he would be under me, you know. You got me going. So yeah, that was funny. But I mean, yeah, well, never know, you know. Yeah, we keep on
Now
trying.
That Dane guy, we were doing training. It was a cold call. And Daryl Mail phoned him and said, that's great, Dane. And when we met Dane, he was really a very tall man. And he looked up to me and he said, gee, Dane, you really are great.
Great, Dane. I'm just trying to have a look. There was another person under your team, Don, that I haven't seen by for a long time. 74.
Yeah, Bernie must order again, Dom.
Really.
Yes, I was just thinking of Bernie. I was just thinking I must talk to her. I haven't spoken to her for a little while. I need to chat to her, and then maybe offer her a dem again. Jen, she was quite keen at one stage.
Yes, I was going to
And organize
suggest that.
a dem.
Even if we go to her office, you and I, and do a dim there.
But I don't know if they can do it during the day there, Jen. I'm just thinking I don't know if you would concentrate. They're all, you're out there, you start talking and they're busy on work and they're not going to listen. I don't know.
Business
It
hours.
doesn't really work.
Eh?
Okay. Doesn't
No.
work. Just bring one. Ask her to bring a friend, one person, because sometimes too many people, you get one negative person and they can blow the whole dim out the water. So we've discovered.
So what did you say? Not at work.
Definitely
Not
not
at
at work, Dominique.
Yeah, that's
Not
what I
at
was
work.
thinking. Yeah.
Not
Not
at
at
work.
work, but get
Oh,
people from
usually
the work
work
to come
in the
here.
section with Bernie.
Yeah, we can do it at my house or yours, Jen. And we'll organize it
Doesn't
some
matter.
chat to her. Oh, I need
Yeah.
to organize one at my house with my complex.
Yes, we've been saying that.
I know, I've been saying that for ages. And
I'm
I
going
don't
to push
organize.
you now. I'll be phoning you. When is the dim? When is the dim? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not
Mhm.
a teacher. I don't dictate. I don't order.
You
Just
trying to
demand.
convince, you
Just
trying to convince
demand.
yourself?
Believe
No,
you,
no,
we believe,
my team
we
is so
believe you.
rebellious. Why are you so rebellious? You should just say, yes, sir. Oh, sir.
No, definitely no. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was a good try, Jen. Good
Yeah,
try.
they call it the short lady syndrome. You know, they say the short men syndrome. Well, I'm the short lady syndrome. You will.
Yeah, with me, Don and Barry, they went and did a presentation. This woman said, "No, come have our tea break. It's fine, no problem."
Oh,
Doesn't work.
It was a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
had 2 chairs in the door of the staff room. And it was 8 o'clock appointment that Mary made it. And with between classes and getting through, it was a non-starter right from the beginning.
Yeah, but
Well,
you
you know-
I don't persevere. I said, listen, obviously not the right time, it's not the right thing for you, so bye. Thank you.
I always remember what Charlie said is that you don't use your work time to promote the
No.
business.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be using anyone else's work time to promote the business either.
Definitely.
That's my philosophy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but people get distracted, their mind is on work and everything, and they don't, no, they can't. They got to be relaxed. Definitely.
That's why I love holidays. Holidays are fabulous. Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, school holidays are brilliant for teachers. Yeah.
So you all love me, Jenny Holiday.
No, we try, huh? We try, huh? It's a tough one, but we do try.
No.
We try.
John Cunningham has taught us never say, I'll try. So you've got no option but to.
I was listening to a podcast recently, and the one guy was saying, he had signed up and he wasn't quite sure if he was actually going to do the business properly or not. Anyway, he'd gone to a convention and he was playing golf with a couple of the other guys who'd been there, and he knew he had to get back. He was a pilot and he was pushing for time, and he's asked the other guys, what time are your flights? And they told him, and there was a network marketer there who was was what he did full time. He was a full time, but a young guy as well. And he said to him, "So what time are you flying out?" And the guy said, "I'm not." And he went, "What?" He said, "No, I've got a couple of downlines in the area, so I'll probably meet with them. And then maybe next week I'll go somewhere else and meet with a couple of people that I know there. And then I've got another place that I can go to." And he said that was the turning point for him, because he was doing this part-time and he was pushed for time to get back to his job. And here was this guy same age, more or less, going, yeah, I've been here on holiday and I've got an open-ended schedule. There is no rush, there's no time. And he said that was the thing that turned him, because he said that was what I was looking for. The fact that I could do what I wanted, when I wanted, without having to go, oh, I need to get back.
Freedom. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the thing. That was his aha moment. That was his turning point. So while people are on holiday, we can do a similar thing.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
Fantastic. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, Nancy said- Yeah, when you think people have a holiday, they go away on holiday and they've got to like rush back. They've got like 2 weeks and they've got to rush back to work and all the time, you know.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You want to create a life you don't need a holiday from.
That's right. So, rather
Yeah.
earn 1% of 100 people than do it all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that the story that Jeff Altgevers uses as well. When people ask him what he does, he says, well, it's like this. Somebody introduced me to
much.
a product that I really liked. And then they told me that if I went to their website and they shared their code with me, I could get that product at cost. And he said that made a lot of sense and I liked it. And he said, then they told me that if I joined up, or became a member of the on the site, not only would I get discount, but if I shared my link, because they gave me a website, if I shared the link to that website that I was given, the person I shared with could also get the products at cost, but I got paid. And he said, that I really liked and it made a lot of sense. And he said, then they told me that if that person shared their link with somebody else, they got paid and I got paid too. And he said, it just made so much sense that it was something that he decided, this is something I need to do. And he said, since I started doing that, I don't need a job anymore because I get enough residual income to not worry about a job. And he says, then he shuts up. Because everybody says, oh, what do you want to do? How do you do that? Because I want to do that too. And then he goes from there.
I think it's
That
wonderful.
sounds fabulous.
But just don't say, you know, and then when I found out that I could also get paid, you'd have to be a moron not to join us after good.
Louis Smith.
Yeah. But that's the way to go.
Very good. We've had some very good information. Well done, guys.
I'm going to stop recording.